RMJ Movie Reviews back again with a on-the-fly movie review of It Comes at Night. Well, starring Joel Edgerton, and I can't remember the other lady's name. She was just in Alien Covenant. I've seen her in a bunch of movies, and I forgot her name already. But either way, It Comes at Night, coming from A24, put out some good flicks. Like Green Room, a couple of other ones. They seem to knock it out the park most of the time. I saw this trailer in front of, actually, I think I saw this in front of Get Out and a couple of other movies. And I was very curious because I know it was from A24. And this looked like this could be like a 28 Days Later style kind of horror film. At least that's how it appeared in the advertising. As everybody already knows by now, that's not what the film is. The film is more of, I'd basically just call it The Road. It's essentially just like The Road. This is more of a, I don't even think you can categorize this even as a thriller. I'd call it more a post-apocalyptic character piece. That's really all it is. Make no mistake about it. I'm not spoiling anything. That's just what it is. Basically some sort of, I'll tell you, the film opens with Joel Edgerton and his son and his wife. And the grandfather passes away from some illness, and I'm assuming the end of the world has come because of this sickness or this illness, because Joel Edgerton and everybody, they're wearing these breathing gas mask type of apparatus. And basically, Grandpa's on his way out. He looks like he's dying a painful death. And Joel Edgerton promptly puts a pillow over his face and ends it. And burns the body. Because that's what you got to do when there's some sort of post-apocalyptic illness that breaks out. You got to burn the body because that's how you get rid of the illness, I guess. And then someone tries to break into the house, and then pretty much the character, thriller, suspense, whatever you want to call it, ensues from there. Look, I had already read all the reviews about the film, so I didn't come into it expecting that it was going to be what it was advertised, which I'm glad I did not, because I think I don't really so much know if I would have been disappointed, but I really would have been thrown off. But I think this is basically a case of they knew they had a different movie, and they had to sell it. Period. I mean, this is just a case of false advertising. Now, did I like the film? I was torn because there's some really good suspense here. There's some good creepy imagery, and it really leaves you in a state where it feels like this is building and building and building to something that's really going to surprise me. Unfortunately, it never quite got there. And that's really my biggest issue with the film. It wasn't the fact that it wasn't this horror film. I accepted that. But I at least would have hoped that it would have built to something. And unfortunately, it just never got there. And that's kind of, I mean, I could even hate movies. I give you a far off digressing example, like Blade Trinity. You all know how much I hate that movie. But at least it was bonkers enough and retarded enough to just be what it was. Bonkers and retarded and stupid and incoherent. But that was the tone that they set. They went with it. And it delivered on whatever they were trying to do. This here kind of feels like they're building and they're building, and it feels like it's getting, case in point, there's a dinner scene, well, not a dinner scene, but there's a scene where Joel Edgerton and this other guy are having a little conversation at the dinner table, and it takes a quick left turn real fast. And it's subtle. It's not like it takes a quick left turn and the camera goes, dun, dun, dun. And Joel Edgerton goes like, oh, boy. It doesn't even do any of that. It's very subtle. It's very subtle, and it takes a quick left turn. And I'm just kind of like, okay, all right. You know, and I was kind of on the edge of my seat, right? And then it feels like it's getting there, and it just doesn't. And there's something that's alluded to. There's something that's alluded to in the story, and they never quite explain that. And then there's something else. Okay, the movie ends a certain way. So there was other little sprinkles of things that were happening throughout the movie. So the only conclusion I came to were these other little things that were happening throughout the movie happening because of what happened at the end. Those of you who've seen it know what I mean. You know, so my conclusion, this is one of those ambiguous movies where, like, they leave stuff out there for you and then you're meant to kind of fill in the gaps. I'm not particularly a fan of these kind of art house kind of movies, David Lynchian kind of, you know, people just put lipstick on their face just to be bizarre, just to be bizarre. There's nothing like this here, but it's just another case of, like, okay, so, you know, I don't know how I feel about that kind of thing. You know what I mean? I like art house movies and independent movies, but I don't know how I feel about, like, these movies that just are supposed to be subjective and ambiguous, and you're not thinking hard enough. I mean, you're not thinking hard enough could really more just be the filmmakers just wanted to frustrate the hell out of the audience. That's how I've always took these kind of movies when they do stuff like that. I didn't hate this film. Look, I already read enough reviews to know what it was. I just wanted to see if I agreed with them. I pretty much agreed with them that it was building to something good, and it ultimately just kind of just ended. So I don't know. About the most I can say is check this out when it's on Redbox in about another couple weeks. Stream it. This is strictly for the art house crew. Casual movie viewers, you're probably going to want to stay away from this. I have always been a watcher of all kinds of films, so, you know, I can take it. But casual movie viewers, I was actually surprised because in the theater, there was like these young kids, I'd probably say 20, maybe 18, 19, or 20. In which case, they could not shut up. Let me just ask y'all something. I'm digressing away from the review for a minute. What is it where people go in movies and they cannot shut up? Just close your mouth for a minute. I don't know. I just think that people love to come to the movies to try to piss off other people who actually want to watch the film. That's my conclusion. I mean, the movie's like an hour and a half. I swear to God, this girl talked the entire 90 minutes. I shut up, please. Just go to a restaurant. But anyway, that's my spiel. Got that out. So, I'm pretty sure they hated the film. I don't really know what to think of it. You know, it's just one of the movies that tries to be subjective and I don't know, I think the word is meta and all this stuff that you're meant to put together. But really, at the end of the day, don't mean jack to me. I just walked away feeling cold. So, I don't know. It was all right. Probably never sit through it again. I don't know. I'll maybe watch some interviews with Joel Edgerton and hear what he has to say because he's such an interesting actor. But thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, hit the bell to be notified when I come up with new videos, and leave comments down below about It Comes at Night. I want to hear what you guys got to say. RMJ Movie Reviews. I'll see you soon.